three big rules that is very prominent more than ever in today's time. The first rule that you want to admit, that you want to follow, is called options. 1. I'm teaching the rules here right now to win the game. What do I mean by options? In today's time of doing business, especially online, it is not the same when I do it in 2003, right? Because when I do it in 2003, there's very minimal options for a consumer to choose. Today, your consumer have plenty of options that they can choose from. They don't have to buy from you. There are so many options. The money that they have, they can buy elsewhere, anything they can spend on anything else. Let me just give you a very simple example. Like we have this event like 2 days summit here right now. But the fact is that you have the option that you can choose other events, you can choose other seminars, you can choose other workshops, some even free, some even cheaper. True or not? Yes. Right? Maybe not this weekend, but next week, they're bound to have some event, some seminar. Just go to eventbrite.com if you still do not know that. Or just scroll your Facebook. There will be some dude running some ads. Right or not? Right? Or, you could attend like 2 weeks later on. And here's the kicker, is that event may have nothing to do with digital marketing, internet marketing. Because end of the day, the goal that you want to achieve, it is not about digital marketing or internet business. The goal that you want to achieve is what? Is to create wealth. That you want to have sustainable income. That is the end goal. So which means that somehow this summit is also competing with real estate, cryptocurrency, stock trading, forex trading, pyramid schemes. Do you see that the same consumer have so many options? Direct competition and also indirect competition. You see how crazy the options that a consumer have? But it gets even crazier. Because when you invest, say, your fee to be here 100 plus, that same amount of money, you can also decide to buy something else, which is totally unrelated. Like watching a movie. So you can see that the same amount of money, your consumer can decide to spend on something else, which is totally unrelated. Totally unrelated. Could be spent on a dinner than to give you the money. Do you see how many options a consumer have? Isn't that crazy? So how do you win this game? Right? In the early days, the old school, we talk about USP, unique selling proposition. Like, the 4 Ps and all this kind of stuff, unique selling proposition. So for instance, your price has to be better and so forth, right? Those are the old school. I think the way how you win the game today is it's not about USP. It's about UVP. If you've been through my events before, I've taught this before in my training. UVP stands for Unique Value Proposition. The only thing that counts in today's time, 2020 and onwards, it's about the value that you impart with your consumer or your customers. It's not about better pricing. It's not about better product. It's not about, the 4 Ps anymore. So it's about the value. Can you let your customer to see the value that they will get if they buy from you? Like in this case, the value that you will get compared to attend another event. Maybe the other event is free or cheaper, right? How do you differentiate that? So how do you define value? Because it's very abstract, value. What is value? Well, value defined into 2 things, depending on your business model. The first one, value equals experience. What is the experience that your consumer have when they're doing business with you? So let me show me a hand. I just want to know how many of you have attended my seminars, workshops, or in my coaching program in the past. Raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Okay, thank you very much. Can you give a round of applause to them? I appreciate you very much. Now, that is the experience that you want to have. If they have good experience being your client, a customer, they will come again. They will buy from you again. That is example of experience. You're with me? Yes? Okay. So the second thing about value is this. Value equals the results. Means whatever that you sell online, do they get the results that you promise? That is the way how you win the game. That's it. So don't focus about how I can sell cheaper. Don't focus about how I can give. Focus on the value. You focus on the value, you win the game. You win your client for lifetime in that sense. Right? So the next rule that you need to add. This mic is a bit soft. Can you control that to adjust the volume a bit? The second thing that you want to follow, it's this. It's called speed. It's called speed. So we all know that speed attracts wealth. Speed attracts success. I mean, let's just play a very simple quiz, a simple game. Have you seen slow company achieve success? Have you seen Google very slow? Have you seen that? No, right? So speed attracts success. We all understand that. Do you all agree on that? Yes? Yeah, you need speed. But there are three kinds of speed that you want to understand. The first one is called speed of learning. Speed of learning means how fast can you learn? Because you understand that I share with you, your goal is defined by the resources that you have and the knowledge that you have. So if you can learn faster, you acquire knowledge faster, right? So like for instance, you made a decision to come for these 2 days. This is an immersion. So this accelerates your learning. Imagine that you don't go for immersion, you don't go through experiential learning. You say, I want to read a book. You read a book, which is great. I mean, books has transformed, changed my life. But not everybody can grasp books. They read, they finish reading, they still don't get it, right? Because there's no tutorial. They read, but they don't know how to implement that, you see. Video courses is great, it's amazing, but it will take you months to finish. Yeah, come on. I mean, don't pretend. I know that because I have so many courses I haven't even downloaded yet. So this is immersion. That's why live training is so valuable. Whether it's live online coaching or it's live in the room, live is where you have immersion. That is the difference, right? Once you have immersion, then you go through the recorded one or the video courses. It enhances your foundation from there. That's speed of learning. The next is called speed of execution. Speed of execution means how fast can you deploy what you have learned. Like you learn now, how can I actually use it as fast as possible? The slower you take action, the least power it has, and eventually you will never take action. So when I talk about execution, the reason why you want to have speed of execution is because I follow the motto called fail faster to succeed. Fail faster to succeed. So I'm breaking down it's so important that you understand all this, because if you don't understand the business philosophies, forget about everything else. Forget about how to have a better pop-ups, how to run a better ads. You just couldn't flow with that. That is not what makes you build a sustainable business. That helps you to make a few dollars, right? So fail faster would means that you got to fail in order for you to succeed. Now, the biggest myth that people have that prevents them from taking action is that they are worried about failing. So they thought that the first round they do, it has going to be home run. It's going to be successful. Why? Let me tell you something again, which is the reason why I'm not anti-self-help, but I think the self-help doesn't really paint you a clear picture, right? Most people have this belief is because they read too many books or they attend too many rah-rah seminars. They attended too many. Because all these rah-rah seminars and all these self-help books talk about how to achieve success. They talk about people achieving success. They talk about, I'm making $100,000 a month. They talk about all these things. You go to forums, you go to Facebook group, I crush it. It's so epic. I crush it. They talk about all of those. But how truthful are those? You see, especially these people who tell you all of those, they didn't tell you how many times they fail. And then you read all these motivational books, making $1 billion, all this kind of stuff. You think, wow, it's so easy. But they forgot the whole thing about how people achieve success in the first place. It's like seeing the iceberg. At the bottom of the iceberg is this big. That is the work. But you see, you don't have to go through that work if you have the knowledge. It helps you to save so much time. But what I'm trying to teach you here is that if you understand that you'll never achieve success the first time you do something, you are on the right path. If you're concerned about, hey, if I do this, it's going to mess up, it's going to be wrong, waste of my time, waste of money, then you'll never get started. Because the rules, the principles of success in this world require you to fail. So the game is to fail faster. The next one is called speed of celebration. How fast can you celebrate your success? How fast can you celebrate your success? You see, when you work so much, right, you need to reward yourself. If you don't reward yourself, your mindset will not support you to grow further. Because this has to do with the whole Tony Robbins stuff, pain and pleasure thing. If you're getting so much pain, and you don't get any pleasure, you will kaput. You will just stop. What do I want by celebration? Okay, so like for instance, a watch. So like say, this watch of mine, so by most people's standard, it's not an expensive watch, right? But this watch, I bought it because it's a celebration. So when I achieve a goal, I bought myself a nice watch. It doesn't make sense for me at that moment of time to even wear this watch, right? But I bought it. It has been with me for probably over 10 years right now. But this is where I celebrate my success. And this is where it reminds me that it is so nice to achieve success. It reminds me, wow, when you make money, that is the feeling. The last rule that you want to abide for you to achieve your success, the third one is called transparency. Transparency. In today's time, trickery won't work anymore. Means the customer, your consumer can figure out anything by just going to Google or YouTube. So you cannot be selling something where you are tactical in nature. Tactical in nature, for instance, right? You sell something without the customer knowing. Like you say, this is good, but it's not that good. But because you're good at tactical level that you can convince them to buy, it will not work. Because they will be able to go to Google or YouTube to do their little research. So it's all about transparency in today's time. Gone are the days where you can use tricks and tactics for you to make money. Right? Even though you can so-called, get a customer to buy, but they find out the truth, guess what happened to you? It's going to be worse. Refunds, bad reputation, and so on. Now, let me give you an example in our industry. What do I mean by trickery won't work? There are people who say, okay, I'm going to teach you how to say, make money from Facebook ads, for instance, right? Okay, you can just run some ads. Next week, you can make money and so on. It won't work. I'll tell you why it won't work. Because your cost per click per acquisition has changed compared to previous. You cannot just say, I want to go inside the Facebook ad system and run some ads and do some arbitrage and I want to make money. It doesn't work anymore. Or there are courses that say, I'm going to teach you how to become a YouTuber and make lots of money from YouTube AdSense. Right? Now, the idea sounds okay, but do you know that you need to have 4,000, right, watch hours in order for you to apply to become a YouTube Partners Program today? And you got to have 1,000 real subscribers. And you say, but I can use some trickery. I can go to some site. I can go to some site and buy subscribers. I go on some site to buy views and so on. You try to do that. You must understand YouTube belongs to Google. Just try to understand that. You, one person, trying to trick Google, where they have MIT engineers, right? And you're supposed to figure out this little algorithm, try to trick them. How can that work? You got to play by their game. right? So in order for you to be a real YouTuber, which means that, you got to go through a process, build your followers, build your tribe, have 4,000 watch hours. You know how much is that, 4,000? Well, if you do not know, it's a lot lah. It's a lot of work, right? So people just can't say, hey, buy my course for $47 and I'll show you how to make money from YouTube. It doesn't work anymore, right? People are smart. So forget about all the stuff. So in order for you to win the game, just be transparent. If you have anything to sell, you tell them you have things to sell. If you have things to give, you just tell them I have things to give, right? These 3 big rules.